Tonight I'm going to be talking about collaboration activities in an online class. I really feel that the majority of the collaborative activities that I put into my online classes are based on the constructivist theory of learning. This theory is where students really develop their own learning, and by doing it collaboratively with the other students in the class, they can build on each other. There is also a theory of learning called social constructivist theory, and this is really based on the idea that our students are very social in their nature, and pulling that social characteristic into the constructivist part of learning is very beneficial to help the learning to go even deeper by their sharing back and forth. The case for using multimedia in the classroom is also very strong, because multimedia helps to make learning more authentic and more real for the different situations that they would do the multimedia projects about. The questions researchers ask about using multimedia obviously is it really effective in helping students learn more effectively? And I think the answer to that is yes, because it does bring authenticity and a real audience in many cases to what they are creating. One of the Web 2.0 tools that I've used in a collaborative nature is a wiki. A wiki is pretty easy to set up, and it allows the students to be able to essentially create projects together. They can share ideas, share links, and so a wiki is one that I think should be included in most classrooms. An emerging theory that I found in my research and thought was very interesting is called connectivism. This was developed by George Siemens, who is in Canada. The basis for this theory is that we do connect with each other, and by connecting and building networks, we can learn from each other and make our learning a lot more real and deeper and have more meaning. So the connectivism, I think, is a great theory to use as a basis for many of the activities that you use in an online classroom. The class that I chose to design my collaborative activities for is called Social Media. I teach this class at St. Mary's University in Winona, Minnesota, and it's for the graduate education program they have there. The students that I have, because of that, are all already teachers in the classroom. They come to me wanting to know how they can use social media in an educational way in their classrooms. I have teachers that teach all levels, from elementary up through the high school level, and this summer even had a counselor and a curriculum specialist. The enduring understandings for this class are that social media is changing our society in ways we cannot even imagine at this point, and isn't that so very true? We can't look forward and see what the future is going to bring. The second enduring understanding is that social media is an avenue of connection for our students to their world. So education needs to tap into this source. Some of the students in the class have never taken an online class, and so that becomes a challenge to them, not only to learn the technology involved in working with the Blackboard learning management system, but also as they start to use these social media tools. So it is quite a learning experience for many of them. And some of them do have some frustrations at the beginning, but we work through that and work together. The first activity in the class is actually a Get Acquainted activity, and I do this by creating a social network for the classroom students. I do this in Ning, which is a social network that does have a subscription fee, but it's really pretty minor. Through the social network, they all post their picture, write a little profile of themselves. They can do blog entries. So this is the way they get acquainted as we start the class together. And they also use this to connect at different times during the class to find someone to work with on another project. A second activity then that I assigned them, they were to find a partner, and none of these teachers knew each other, or very few of them. There were a couple from one school district. So they were to find a teacher to work with on a project, and most of them did try to find someone that was in their grade level, just because they have more common experiences that way. Once they found that partner, they were to create a multimedia project together. which, you know, they're not together physically, so this becomes kind of a challenge. I gave them a topic to write on, and that was the free agent learner, which is a description of the Today's Learner that came out of the Speak Up survey results, which is a national survey that's done annually. The free agent learner really is quite a character, because this student, or the students that are in our classroom today, they really don't want to be held to a specific location. They want kind of free rein on their learning. They want to work with the social networks. They want to have untethered learning, be able to learn on their mobile devices. I also do use a wiki in this classroom. I use wikispaces.com, and we use the wiki for several different reasons. We have other multimedia projects that they create, and this is where they post them. There's a discussion area that I have used. Actually, during this class, the wiki was very valuable because the St. Mary's was taking their old Blackboard version and upgrading to a new one, and took the entire system down for about 5 days. When you have a 3-semester credit class that's condensed down to 4 weeks and you take away 5 days, that was pretty major. So I moved a lot of the class content to the wiki for the time that it was down. So it really was a great thing that I had the wiki going and planned on using it. Another collaborative tool that I use in this class are discussion boards. I find discussion boards are excellent for students to build on each other's perspective and points. The specific discussion boards that I thought were the best were both based on a video. One of them was called The Connected Student, or The Network Student, which is based on this Connectivism by George Siemens. And it just shows how students can be connected through the internet today and help in building their own learning. The other one was on a movie that's called The Digital Nation, produced by PBS Frontline. Kind of a provocative movie. It gets their thinking going about what digital media can do for our nation and our young people. So those discussion boards were really jumping with comments back and forth as they discussed what they thought about this video. So that was excellent. Also during this class, I have the students find a professional social network to join. There are quite a few out there that teachers can find in their content areas. I also have them set up a Twitter account, and quite a few of the teachers thought Twitter was only a way to connect with movie stars or famous people. And so they were, most of them, delighted to find that this was a way that they could connect with other educators around the world and really have some great global collaboration. I really think that collaboration is one of those skills that we cannot keep out of developing or stay away from developing in any of the classes that we teach. But especially in an online class, it is critical that we have the collaboration. Since they don't meet face-to-face, the collaboration in some of these activities that I've described is extremely important, and also prepares them for the collaboration that they probably will be doing when they get on a job someday. Social media is going to be playing a bigger and bigger role in our lives. Businesses are already tapping into it, and so we've got to teach our students to be ready for it. And collaboration is one of the ways to do